Hello guys, in this tutorial we're going to learn about bindable functions in Roblox. Bindable functions are very similar to bindable events that we learned a couple lessons ago. So to start, we're going to go to the workspace, or you can do it in ServerScript service if you like, and just click on the plus sign and add a bindable function. You can search for it if you don't see it and select bindable function. This function right here is my bindable function that I've just created. Next, let's go to our ServerScript service. We're going to add a script. Let's rename that to ServerScript. And now I'm going to declare my bindable function. So local, let's call it bindable equals to, and my bindable function is inside the workspace. So we're going to say game.workspace.function. To invoke it, all you have to do is say bindable :invoke. Now a bindable function returns a callback, so you want to assign that to a variable or print it, or do whatever you want to do with that value that is being returned. So here we're gonna assign it to a local variable. Let's call it A, and we set it equals to our callback here. So this is gonna give us a value. It's gonna return a value, and then that value is gonna be assigned to the variable A. We're gonna pass in two parameters here. Let's pass in 4 and 8, and then we're just going to print out the value of the variable A. So we're going to go print A equals 2, and we're just going to concatenate that with the value of A. There are two differences between a bindable function and a bindable event. Number one is a bindable function. When you invoke a bindable function, it returns a callback, and here we can assign that value to a variable. A bindable event does not return a value. Number two is when you fire a bindable event, it's going to fire the event and it's going to continue on to the next line after that statement. But a bindable function is going to get stuck here. It's going to wait for a callback. If there is no value returned here, it's gonna get stuck here, and whatever is after this line is not gonna be executed because it's gonna stay on this line until it gets a value back from the bindable function. Next, we're gonna create our OnInvoke function. So let's go to the workspace. We're gonna add a script, and first we're gonna declare our bindable function. Local bindable equals to game.workspace.function. And now let's come down here. We're gonna say bindable.onInvoke. We're gonna set that equals to a function name. So let's call this function product. Now we're gonna come up here. We're gonna create that function. So local function product. And remember, our function has two parameters coming in. We're passing in two parameters here. So let's call it A and B. And basically, we're just going to take the product of those two numbers. So we're going to return a value, which is the product of A times B. So when the bindable function is invoked, it calls this function right here. And this function right here returns the product of A and B, which is passed back to here. And it gets assigned, that value gets assigned to the variable A. And here we're just printing out the value of A. Let's now play and take a look. And you can see in my output window, a is 32 because we pass in 4 and 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Everyone, that's how you use bindable functions in Roblox.